no chime. There's no chime.
Is it not there?
It's not there. You. Ding. Bung. I'm pretending to be a tuning bowl. Bung. It's missing today, but we'll take it away with some board announcements from Amy.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Amy, and I'm going to do our board announcements for today. I would like to introduce my lovely assistants who are wearing the fall fair hat because it doesn't fit on me. So, wave, Mila. Wave. So, Mila is here to announce that the fall fair is just 2 weeks away. Well, 2 weeks less a day, right? Yay! So, please help us get the word out. There are fancy posters like this of varying sizes that we are asking people to put up in their neighborhoods because there's people from all over the city that come to the fall fair. So they are available in the back. So half size, full size, and little, there's like quarter size, I believe, too. Please, sorry. Please let us know if you're planning to post them, and like there's like a sign up, you can sign up. And if you haven't already done so, now it's time to set aside items for the fall fair. So I started doing that yesterday, that you can bring in between Monday and Thursday, the 11th to the 14th. If you have any other questions about what's being accepted, you can email the fall fair people at ffdonations@firstunitarianottawa.ca. And also for the fall fair, it's a congregational-wide event and lots of people help. So if you haven't signed up to be a volunteer, we need you, please. So come, it's lots of fun. I love going every year. I'm an outdoor person, and I love coming every year. So there's driving, there's stuff, you can help the week before. You don't necessarily, if you're not available Saturday, you can help the week before doing sorting, that kind of thing. We do need people to do that. And then also you can pick up donations before the sale. You can also cook. There are needs for volunteers to make food for other volunteers. So there's that if you are interested. There's lots of things you can do. It doesn't just mean you have to sort boxes of other people's former possessions. Baking, also baking apparently, according to Margaret. Eva, are you here? I don't see Eva. Oh, Eva's right there. Eva is like the volunteer coordinator person. So if you have a talent for something, we still need volunteers. She just waved. You would like to speak to her after. And unlike what was said in the EUU, there is no follow-up conversation following the service today. The after-service conversation will return next week. I don't know what that means. But anyway, if you were involved in an after-service conversation, there is no after-service conversation. There is still coffee hour, I'm assuming, yes? Yes? Okay, thank you. So whatever that after-service conversation is, it will return next week. I apologize, I don't have more information than one little line. Okay, so that was it for the fall fair. Eva can answer questions. Lots of people in the congregation can also answer other questions if you have any. We would really appreciate your support. Thank you, friends. All right, now on to the other two announcements that I have. So during November, the Environmental Action Group will focus on action to ban advertising of fossil fuels, both nationally and locally. Find out more on the Climate Action page. Federally, Bill C-372, the Fossil Fuel Advertising Act, a private member's bill, is scheduled for its second reading in Parliament on November 22nd. Sign the petition calling on MPs to pass this bill, which will substantially improve our health and that of our planet. Locally, take action on Horizon Ottawa's petition to keep fossil fuel advertising out of the City of Ottawa facilities. Sorry. And finally, last Sunday we had our FCM. And we passed our budget. Unfortunately, it includes a 5% reduction in pay for our salaried staff, so in hours and in pay. It's necessary. Well, it's in hours, right? But it's to save money, right? So apologize. It's just in hours. It says in staff pay on the thing. Right, but it's in their hours. Sorry, I apologize. As a result of their pay. Anyway, this was necessary to avoid having a huge deficit this year and keep it at a more substantial level. But, and this is a big but, this relatively minor level of staff salary reduction is only possible if the congregation can come up with $23,000 in addition to our actual pledge. So please increase your pledge. So contribute to the Help Staff Help Us campaign. And it's already off to a tremendous start. We've already raised 13 of the $23,000 that we need. So thank you to everyone that's already pledged, made an increase to their pledge rather. And if you haven't done so, I feel very strongly about this. I would really like to see everyone else do the same. If you are able, open your wallet and help out our staff because they do a lot for us here. Right, and I'm, okay, so if you haven't already pledged, do whatever you can to help. So please go and look on the website under annual giving. There's actually a spot that can tell you where you can help. So again, thank you. If you can have the ability, please do that. And can I just say that's very impressive, $13,000 already. Good job. All right. Okay.
Good morning, and today will be a music Sunday, so there'll be lots of singing, lots of hymns, and we're going to start with a singing prelude today. All right, so we've got our words up there. We're going to do Keep On Moving Forward. All right. We're going to keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Keep on moving proudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Keep on singing loudly. Never turning back. Never turning back. We're gonna keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Keep on loving boldly. Never turning back. Never turning back. Thank you. Bonjour tout le monde. Welcome everyone to First Unitarian Congregation of Ottawa. Whether you are here in Worship Hall or watching from wherever you may be, you are welcome. I am Jenn Berntson, the congregation's music director.
And I'm Lee, your worship associate for this morning. Together we acknowledge that our FirstU campus is located on traditional, unsurrendered, and unceded Algonquin Anishinaabeg territory, and that the work of reconciliation is a responsibility of our congregation and of all Canadians. Our goal is to educate ourselves and all those who have the willingness to understand, to be of service and to those who are at risk, and to advocate for justice. Whether you're here in Worship Hall or watching from wherever you may be, you are welcome.
Today, if you are someone who loves to sing, you should take your opportunity to do just that. If you love to sing, but you're a bit nervous about doing it in public, sitting with your neighbors in the pews, that's very natural. Singing can be a very vulnerable thing. But today is about congregational singing. And the great joy of congregational singing is all different types of voices joining together joyfully, carefree. What this is not is choir practice. And what will happen if you sing a wrong note? Nothing. Nothing will happen. So, the hymns we are singing today have been chosen by members of the congregation. A few of them will be introduced by the people who chose them. While I often stand up and give you some context on the anthems that the choir sings, rarely do we have the chance to do this with our hymns. Today you'll get to hear some stories about the social context, the historical importance, or the personal meaning that some of our hymns hold for people. I do want to take a moment to say there were more submissions of hymns than we had time for, so not all of them are appearing in the service today. If you are devastated that a certain hymn was not included and you didn't send it in this time, you could maybe if we do this again, you could have a chance to send it then. So I apologize, not all of your favorites are there, but I'm sure that some of them are going to be. So for the first of several times today, I invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we sing together. Gather the Spirit, number 347, in our gray hymnal. The lyrics will also be on the screen above.
Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of His love. Our trials of this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit, heart and mind. Seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined. Body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit, growing in awe, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun. Winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life sounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
As health challenges continue, do take care and take advantage of online opportunities at FirstU to stay in touch. If you're new to FirstU and would like to learn more about us, please contact us through our email at welcome@firstunitarianottawa.ca. And if you're right here in Worship Hall with us this morning and would like more information about FirstU, it's available at the welcome table at the back of the pews. We encourage you also to sign up to receive the EUU, our weekly email newsletter. Sign-up information is available on our website under the Communications tab and as a QR code on the back of our printed programs. Check out our Facebook and Instagram pages and our website for notices and updates. Our calendar continues to be as full as ever, including some of our activities taking place online. This morning, each of us is welcome. We of any heritage or faith, whatever our burdens, of any culture or race, of any gender or orientation, in any body, all that we are. Today, we are all a part of this spiritual community. And as such this morning, to begin our morning's reflection on singing our faith, we'll light our chalice this morning to these words of welcome adapted from those of Carrie J. Johnson. Singing is an act of creation, of bringing into the world something that wasn't there before. Singing is a natural expression of my spirit. At the same time, it can be soothing, energizing, crying, laughing. Singing is energy going out into the world to create even more sympathetic energy. It can change the world. Our chalice is lit. Come, let us worship together as we sing our chalice song.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jody McIntosh, the Director of Religious Exploration. And this morning, instead of bringing you a story, I am bringing you a song. It fits the theme of today's service, which is Songs of Faith. I chose a song that I hope most of you know and enjoy singing, This Little Light of Mine. Every time I sing This Little Light of Mine, I think about the special spark inside me. This light is a symbol of my individuality, my compassion, and my commitment to making the world a better place. It helps me through tough times and gives me the strength that empowers me to act with kindness and integrity. This song is all about celebrating the light inside of each of us. It's a melody of hope, a hymn of unity, and a reminder that our light can shine brightly and make a profound impact through the power of our love and our actions to light up the world. Now let us sing it together with all the joy and love that we want to bring into the world, and let our little light shine. So I welcome anyone young or young at heart who would like to take a shaker, because we are going to bring some joy into this space. Yeah. So we are going to sing the song 3 times. And on the first verse, or the first time through, I just want to hear your beautiful voices. On the second time through, you can shake those shakers, and you can clap your hands, whatever you would like to do. And then on the third time, just your beautiful voices again. So we're just going to have the shakers when? On the second time through. All right? And just one more mention before we start singing. Our older chalice group is going to be meeting in the now room today instead of our regular chalice room. But you will follow Susan like normal. All right, Mariella, bring us into song. All right. Thank you, everyone. And now we will make a bridge or an arch for our children to be sung on our way.
Each week we pause in our time together in recognition of the joys and sorrows in our lives and around the globe. We honor our celebrations and challenges by placing stones in bowls of water. As the ripples extend outward, we imagine them continuing on beyond these small bowls, out throughout and past our pews, out into the larger community of all. Mary, if you give me a hand today. First, a stone of joy for everyone who remembered to turn back their clocks today and arrived for service this morning at the right time instead of an hour early. A stone of sorrow and solidarity for people around the world who are victims of injustice, of violence, or conflict. A stone of joy for the turning leaves, whether red, orange, yellow, or brown, and the reminder that there is beauty to be found in moments of transition and grace and letting go. Please come forward now to honor your own joys and sorrows by placing stones in water. And that last stone, as always, represents all that remains in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. Let us now move into a time of stillness and reflection. After several moments, we'll come back together through the gift of music.
I'm going to invite Three Rivers up to the stage while I'm speaking, as they will be helping with our song leading today, especially for folks who are listening at home. Today, in place of one longer reflection, you will be hearing from 5 different people. Well, 4 different people, sort of. One of them is me twice. But rather than invite you to rise in body or spirit over and over, I will invite you now to do so whenever we begin singing. But I will also remind you that you do not need to be standing to be singing with joy and enthusiasm. And given the length and number of the hymns today, you should not feel the need to stand and sit every time. So with this in mind, I will begin sharing some thoughts with you about our first selection, Now I Recall My Childhood, chosen by Peter Schmolka. So I'm going to be reading the words on behalf of him. It's not actually me twice. Peter says, "A hymn of special significance to me is Now I Recall My Childhood, with words by Rabindranath Tagore, and the tune Sursum Corda by Alfred Morton Smith. It is number 82 in Hymns for the Celebration of Life, of our previous UU hymnals, and number 191 in Singing the Living Tradition. The reason it is special for me is that the words were used at my mother's memorial service and at her internment. She died in 1997. This is the time of year when we remember the dead and departed, so it is even more special now. So please join me in singing number 191 in our gray hymnal, Now I Recall My Childhood.
Burst to my bedside without his
One of my favorite hymns is We Are a Gentle, Angry People, number 170 in our gray hymnal. Holly Neer composed the song after she heard the news of the assassination of George Moscone, mayor of San Francisco, and the city supervisor, Harvey Milk, both champions of homosexual rights. It turned into an anthem for the LGBTQ movement. She then changed the original words, "We are a gay and lesbian together," into "We are straight and gay together," the words in our gray hymn book today. This hymn is a great favorite of mine because it speaks of our response to many of the things happening in our world and our congregation. We are a gentle people speaks to me of the empathy and the compassion we should have. We are an angry people refers to our concern for justice, because if we are concerned for justice, for injustice, we should be angry. Compassion and justice go hand in hand. The second verse refers explicitly to our concern for justice, and the following three verses speak of our diversity, young and old, different colors and races, and different genders and sexual orientations. The constant refrain, "We are singing for our lives," reminds me of this great importance of music in our lives and our congregation, especially when we are experiencing conflict. So please join with me now as we sing number 170 in the gray hymnal, "We Are a Gentle, Angry People."
Our next hymn, Blue Boat Home, was a popular request from a number of folks. And since no one offered to introduce it, I will very happily do so myself because it is a personal favorite of mine. The tune, which we know as Blue Boat Home, was first written by a 20-year-old Welsh textile worker in 1840, Roland Pritchard. Since then, it has become an incredibly popular hymn tune. It's very common for one tune to appear in a hymnal under many different names with many different texts. So to make this less confusing for people, the tunes themselves are given a name, which church musicians can use to refer to the tune. The name for the tune that Blue Boat Home is based on is Hyfrydal, Welsh for tuneful or pleasant. I grew up singing it as Love Divine, All Things Excelling. Love divine, all things excelling, joy of heaven to earth come down, which some of you might also have known it under that name. No? It's a little different than Blue Boat Home. It's been published in 571 hymnals under a myriad of names, including in our Gray hymnal, where it appears 3 times with 3 different texts and names, numbers 140, 166, and 207, if you're curious. You would most typically hear it as a stately, sweeping tune, a full organ with all the stops pulled out, backing the congregation. It's a favorite tune of organists everywhere, which I know because I'm married to an organist. And I'm about to start making fun of him. So here we go. I was unfamiliar with our UU hymnals when I started here 3 years ago. And honestly, when I first saw Blue Boat Home in the hymnal, I flipped right past it without even noting the hymn because I saw the piano part. And my first thought was, that looks like a great way to get tendinitis. The whole time. When we finally programmed it for a Sunday service, my husband, the aforementioned organist, heard me practicing it at home. And he came to stare over my shoulder, and then he said in a deeply affronted tone, "What have they done to Hyfrydal?" I'm not sure if they, in this case, is arranger Jason Shelton, whose pronouns are he, him anyway. The hymnal commission that put together Singing the Journey, or possibly just Unitarian Universalists, maybe more generally. Sean then said that I'm only allowed to tell this story if I say something nice about him so that you know he's not a jerk. So my next note says, say something nice about Sean. Anyway, he's lovely. So while perhaps being a little poppy for some tastes, I think Blue Boat Home is a beautiful adaptation of a classic tune. That lively, tendinitis-risking piano part captures the sense of being in constant, flowing motion while standing still that is in the text. You can hear the lower notes in the left hand mimicking the rocking of a boat. I love the way the rhythm of the melody is reset so it emphasizes the word home every time. You know, that blue boat home. It makes you wait a little bit. I'm losing my voice, so I apologize for that. I also have come to appreciate the place this hymn has for Unitarian Universalists. At the Association of Unitarian Universalist Music Ministries this summer, there was a conference, and there was a hymn sing-along one evening called Rowdy Hymns. And let me tell you, nothing we sang that night was rowdier than Blue Boat Home. It was the first hymn someone shouted out when they opened the floor for requests, and about 1 minute later, I was in a room full of UU music directors, swaying side to side, some of them holding hands, and they were all singing, or possibly screaming, Blue Boat Home at the top of their lungs. It was really something, and honestly, a memory I will treasure for a long time. I think Blue Boat Home is a story of transformation, A tune written 160 years ago in Wales, which has evolved into the lovely piece we sing today. It always reminds me to appreciate the majesty, awe, and wonder of the world around me, and to approach my journey through life with hope, optimism, and an adventurous spirit. So now let us sing together number 1064 in your teal hymnals, Blue Boat Home, as rowdy or not as you like. Whoop. There we go.
Though below me I feel no ocean, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, only kindred pilgrim souls, making a ring by the lights of the heavens in a beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, and the great winds urging me on. Greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Yay, Jen.
Good morning. Today, I'm going to speak to you about the song, The Battle Hymn of the Republic. The reason this hymn is so important to me is that it was the favorite song of both of my parents. Many of you are aware that I am an American. I grew up near Washington, D.C. I learned to play the guitar when I was 9, and my parents used to have me sing this song every time they had friends over, which, oh God, not again. Eventually, I sang and played the song at each of their funerals. My father died when I was 19, my mother when I was 33. Although I was nominally raised Catholic, looking back, I can see that the real religion in my home was American patriotism. My mother took great pride in the fact that her ancestor, Armistead Churchill, fought in the American Revolutionary War. She was very active in many patriotic organizations, including the Daughters of the American Revolution. My father's story is quite the opposite. His parents and large extended family were immigrants from Slovakia, moving to Chicago around the turn of the century. Not this recent one, the one in 1900. My paternal grandparents were uneducated and never learned English, but my father managed to be the first of his generation to get a college education, all because of the opportunity that America had provided to him and his family. In important ways, my two parents symbolize two of the key threads of America. On the one hand, those whose families have lived in America for centuries, and on the other, the newcomers from around the world who had been welcomed to the country by the Statue of Liberty. My parents didn't agree on much, but for both of them, this song, symbolized the freedom and ideals that the United States was founded on. As I prepared to share this song and story with you today, I looked more deeply into the background of the song. I was pleasantly surprised to learn that it was actually written during the Civil War by a well-known Unitarian, who knew, Julia Ward Howe. She was an accomplished poet, as well as being a social activist, in particular fighting against slavery and for women's rights. Interestingly, I learned it was she who came up with the idea for Mother's Day, which she envisioned as the day that all mothers across the world would stand up for peace. Of course, Mother's Day has evolved into something entirely different now, but it was originally created as a call for social justice. The story of how Julia Ward Howe came to write this song is very interesting. She lived in New England, and in November 1861, she visited Washington, D.C., and met Abraham Lincoln at the White House. During the trip, she heard the Union soldiers singing a marching song called John Brown's Body, which starts, "John Brown's body lies a-moldering in the grave." John Brown had been a famous abolitionist who actively tried to free slaves. He was convicted and hanged for his role in inciting a slave rebellion in 1859 in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. Julia Ward Howe was urged by a famous pastor she met during her visit in D.C. to write a new set of words that would better fit the broader story of the moral fight against slavery. It contains much Christian imagery, which is consistent with the Christian roots of Unitarian Universalism. The song she wrote was called Battle Hymn of the Republic, and quickly became one of the most popular songs of the Union during the American Civil War. As a child, of course, I didn't understand any of this context. I just knew it was a beautiful song that my parents enjoyed hearing. And in fact, I stopped singing it after my parents passed because I didn't feel comfortable singing something called a battle hymn, which sounded like it glorified war. But when I realized it was actually about fighting with honor to enable others to be free, I came to appreciate it in an entirely different way. And today, 2 days before the American election, when it feels like the country of my birth is again immersed in deep division, where the ideals that America was founded on seem to me to be slipping through the cracks, this song has even deeper meaning and power. Today, I've asked Bob Armstrong to sing with me, and Gay will be joining us on the drum near the end. Bob and I will sing the verses, and we'll invite you to join us on the chorus. And in fact, in a little break from what we've been doing, I'll invite you all to stay seated so that you can really hear the verses. But on the last chorus, and you'll know when that happens, I invite everyone to stand and belt out the final chorus as if it were really a battle hymn of the Republic.
I'm not quite sure how to follow a rousing rendition of that, but anyway, well, take a deep breath. For my favorite hymn, I have chosen number 1053 in the Teal hymnal. It is listed under the topic Love and Compassion, which says it all. This hymn, which is only 4 lines long, is so uplifting and inspiring and lyrical. It's called How Could Anyone? And the words and music are by Libby Roderick. And I would like to quote from her website, libbyroderick.com, to show you the far-reaching effects of this very simple song. It has been used for every conceivable purpose to bring inspiration and affirmation to people struggling with every imaginable challenge and to celebrate the beauty of human beings everywhere. AIDS orphans in Zambia keeping their spirits high. Latina mothers initiating their daughters into adulthood. Gay activists affirming their inherent worth. Children with disabilities at summer camp honoring their wholeness. Japanese women and girls recovering from eating disorders. Men in prison making peace with their pasts. These groups and thousands more have made the song their own, and use it to inspire powerful action on behalf of our shared humanity. Please join me in singing, How Could Anyone?
Before we go with the offering, just a thank you to Jenn and everyone for that beautiful collection of reflections and singing today. And will the ushers please start passing the baskets at this time? Thanks. As everyone knows, our congregation has a long history of care, vitality, and bringing people together to move the arc of justice forward. We've been able to live into our hopes and dreams because of the generosity of those within and beyond our community. Whether you're here in Worship Hall or anywhere else, you are part of this community. We rely on one another to keep this congregation vital and resilient. If you have any questions about how you can give, please go on our website or contact our finance manager to find out how you can make a donation or keep up with your pledge. Our gifts are freely given and gratefully received. We dedicate these gifts to the work of this community of faith, serving human wholeness, caring for the planet, upholding religious freedom, welcoming the stranger, and loving one another. Now let us rise in body or spirit and come together and sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, number 346 in our teal hymnal. Thank you.
Sing a song with me that I
Before we begin to close this time of worship and reflection, a reminder that Coffee Hour Plus will be beginning Fellowship Hall immediately after the service. I say plus because we have an abundance of offerings for everyone this Sunday, including, of course, leafy greens from Ajaski. We also have food and household available items from the grocery support program. And we also have hot food available for sale after the service from Mustafa, who runs Mia's Indian Cuisine. There will be hot food for sale during coffee hour this Sunday, and that's cash only, please. In addition, the Justice and Equality Action Group will have fair trade coffee and chocolate available for sale, again, cash only, in Fellowship Hall. And there will also be white peace poppies available at the welcome table at the back. If you're new here, still feel new, or simply welcome conversation today, please pick up a green mug as you enter Fellowship Hall. Doing so will help others looking forward to a good conversation to find you. And if you see someone sporting a green mug, please feel free to approach them, ask them who they are, and what drew them here this morning to start another great conversation. Now, as we prepare to extinguish our chalice, our closing words today will be a set of reflections from Alex Campbell and Evelyn Algar on her closing song, Spirit of Life.
I don't know about you, but I've been moved to tears a few times during the service with that choice of wonderful, wonderful songs, also very meaningful. No other song is as well known and as loved in Unitarian Universalism as Spirit of Life by Carolyn McDade. Many congregations, such as us, sing it every Sunday, or at least enough to know the words by heart. Sermons have been devoted to this, and a few years ago here at FirstU, we had an adult religious education curriculum based on this song. It is sung at weddings and memorial services, at demonstrations, at cradles of newborn, and at hospital bedsides as people are dying. In 6 short lines, Spirit of Light touches so much that is central to our faith: compassion, justice, community, freedom, reverence for nature, and the mystery of life. And for those deists amongst us, Spirit of Life also speaks of God. It finds common ground held by humanists and theists, pagans and Christians, Buddhists and Jews, gays and straight among us. Our own Evelyn Elgar, who gives so much to the congregation, especially on Sunday mornings, says, "My favorite hymn is Spirit of Life. I've memorized the words and recite them in my mind while riding my bike on the trails and through the forests. Of course, I was singing as I pedaled. The words speak to me and empower me. I felt and still feel stronger when I sing Spirit of Life." Carolyn McDade, the composer of this beautiful short song, grew up in the Southern Baptist tradition. When she and her husband moved to Boston, she joined the Arlington Street Unitarian Universalist Church. In the 1980s, she became a leader in the movement to oppose the United States policies in Central America, Nicaragua, Guatemala. And one night, after meeting for Central American solidarity, she returned home and composed the song as a prayer. "It was not written but prayed," she said. "I knew more than anything that I wanted to continue in faith with the movement." And in the 1990s, after much prayerful reflection, she agreed to have it included in the living tradition. In 1983, Carolyn founded Women's Center with the Dominican nun, Sister Chris Laughlin, at the Crystal Springs Retreat Center in Plainsville, Massachusetts. They went around the country and Canada offering retreats to women on justice. After the center closed in 1991, she continued to offer other retreats to fellow activists on women's spirituality and politics with Sister Chris and by herself. For many years now, her main work has been in Canada. And at the close of our service, I invite you to please stand as you are able and join with me as we sing together, Spirit of Life.
Thank you, Alex. And that's a wrap, folks. May we also remember as we leave today that we are people of love, providing a place in this world for our spirit, a place called home. As now we return to the challenge and joy of helping the world come alive in love, let us go forward with love in our hearts, sowing seeds of justice from our hands and peace in our steps. Go in peace, my friends. Go making peace. Thank you.